Hey guys, how's it going? We all have our favorite Dragon Ball attacks, whether they be beams or melee, whether they be supers or ultimates. So, I'm going to name off my top 10 favorite Dragon Ball attacks. Wolf Fang Fist. Now, say what you want to about Yamcha, however, the Wolf Fang Fist is pretty badass. So he used it against Goku, which is already a plus. And it's of the style of a wolf. I mean, you can't get much better than that. The Super Ghost Kamikaze attack. Now, I'm not a big fan of Gotenks, however, I will admit that the Super Ghost Kamikaze attack is actually a pretty creative technique, and you can spawn multiple ones. It was so effective that even Majin Buu used it. So that speaks volumes. The Beerus Sphere, or at least that's what I'm going to call it because there's no canon term for it. So what is not to love about this move? It looks like a giant sun. Enough said. The Death Beam. So this is also a fan favorite, however the Death Beam is cool because Frieza actually used it to kill both Dende and Vegeta. And it was also used by Cell to kill Future Trunks, so it's pretty effective and it looks cool, so that gets a big plus in my book. The Special Beam Cannon, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce the Japanese name. So with a Special Beam Cannon, it's like the Death Beam, but it's even cooler in terms of its design. It's basically a spiral with a linear beam in the middle. However, one thing I don't like about it is that it's not shown enough, in my opinion. Destructo Disc, or Kienzan. So, Krillin first used this technique against the Saiyans, particularly against Nappa, and it's at least implied that if that would have hit Nappa, it would have killed him. And considering it cut Frieza's tail off, then it's safe to assume that it probably could have killed any villain up until Frieza, because we know Frieza could survive missing body parts. And just for the heck of it, I'm also going to throw in Frieza's Death Disc, or whatever they're called, Death Saucer, whatever the game calls them, as they were also pretty cool. Final Flash. Now obviously this is Vegeta's shining moment when it comes to techniques, as the Final Flash, when he first uses it, is so powerful that it not only destroys part of Cell, even surprising him, but it's actually seen from outer space. The beam is so big that it probably would be the size, at least based on what the anime showed, it would be the size of like a continent or something. Now, I hate that later on they water it down, but that's kind of due to him not having enough time to gather energy. So, the Spirit Bomb, or the Genki Dama. So, Spirit Bomb in canon has been used 3 times, and although it's failed 2 out of the 3 times, I still like it more than a lot of the others, simply because it looks cool and it's extremely powerful. And I'll never forget when Goku used it against Super 13, and he became a Super Saiyan and punched a hole through him, and if that wasn't enough, he killed Kid Buu with it. So, this technique not only looks cool, but it's still very, very powerful. Dragon Fist. Now, unlike a lot of these, Dragon Fist isn't a canon move to the story, but I don't really care. This is counting all the Dragon Ball attacks. So when it comes to the Dragon Fist, we didn't see that much of it, but boy, when they did show it, whew, quite powerful and quite interesting. The Kamehameha, and I'm sure a lot of you saw this coming. I mean, what is there to say about the Kamehameha that hasn't been said already? It's a classic. and it's undoubtedly the most powerful overall and the most versatile beam in the entire series. So much so that not only Gohan uses it, but half of the Z-Warriors use it, and even many of the villains use it. And it's pretty much a staple of the series. Therefore, I picked this as my #1 Dragon Ball attack. So anyway, that's been my video. Let me know what you guys think. What are your 10 favorite Dragon Ball attacks? And with all that said, I will see you guys later.